What's going on, creators? Yeah, I just want to get on here and bring everybody back to now. Appreciate y'all being here and vibing with me for a bit. Yeah, today I like to talk a little bit about kind of my health and everything else. For those that are paying attention to the channel, I got sick last week with COVID, which I feel like has been pretty mild, but with that, there's been a lot of stuff that's come up that's been kind of surprising, and I'd like to share that with some of you guys that might also be like maybe if you're afraid of catching this thing, or you do have it, or any of these types of things. There's so many of these stories from the media that go along with it that are very unhelpful and actually hindering to kind of your state of being as you're kind of maybe dealing with this shit. At the moment, my stepdaughters have it. I got it. It's just, but I feel like I'm on the upswing. They're on the upswing. It was never really that big of a deal. I felt like probably the worst thing about it, is like sinus pressure is what I experienced. And I think just kind of feeling like having like, I don't know, a 6 to 7 beer hangover for a couple days. That was it. I didn't even really take any medicine for anything. I just drank a lot of water and chilled. But like, what happened was that was surprising. Is all the stories and all the bullshit, drama, the hysteria that's been going on for the past year and a half, that continuously kind of crept into the consciousness as you're sitting there kind of just, practicing presence and not really just getting carried away with, what if what if this gets worse? What if I die? What if, worst case scenario, all this kind of shit that starts playing out in the mind. And a lot of that has been exacerbated by the media hysteria that goes along with it. Because like before I got this like supposed test and whatnot, it's just, I just felt like maybe having allergies or just like a little bit of a cold or something like that. Nothing major. I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But my wife was like concerned about me spreading germs and shit. So like after kind of an ordeal of like her convincing me to go get tested and whatnot. I ended up going to do that, and and after the test, though, when it was like this diagnosis type thing, then all of a sudden there was the drama and the stories and all the bullshit. I didn't really pay much attention to it, so I can have like maybe empathy or sympathy, whatever the correct word is, for people that have been like glued to their fucking TV. Just with the symptoms and there's this drama and this and that. Look at this person over here is having this symptom and the worst case scenarios. And, it seems like easy to me how people's imagination can start running wild and start turning into maybe a dark space. It kind of reminded me at times, of like, if anybody's ever ate really strong edibles, what happens is like, at least when I've done it, it's like you start freaking out, the thought starts coming in that you're dying, and then your other reasoning part of yourself is like, well, no one's ever died from this. And then it's like, well, you could be the first, or what happens when you get older is like, well, you could just die of a heart attack or something that's that's unrelated, or something like that. And then you start spinning out in your mind. And then it gets more and more paranoia, more and more fear, more and more anxiety, and then it turns with the edibles, it's hours of that, where it's like, you almost end up calling the ambulance on yourself, just because you start you convincing yourself that, it's this worst case, and like, I could see how, with COVID and the spells that go along with it of the, however many people have died, the hospitals being full, the this, the that, whatever's really like, striking your fear, or stoking that paranoia, whatever, internal monologue you got going on. That's not very helpful. Start using everything. I had a kind of a fit the other day, where like I couldn't breathe. My nose gets this stuff, and it was just like, it started putting me in kind of like anxiety, because it's like, man, I'm trying to sleep, and I can't breathe out of my nose, and this and that, and like it's easy then to start to spin out, and then like like, what if this gets worse? What if this is just the beginning? All these what ifs and what ifs, but using everything that's happening in your body. And one of the tricks I've learned over the past, I don't know, a handful of years is just practicing mindfulness, is not sitting there fighting against things, because as you fight against whatever it is, you start to strengthen it, and so the counter to that is just acceptance, and then just allowing and letting go, and not sitting there trying to resist and fight, and just ultimately just trusting that my immune system is not really in my control as much as my heartbeat's in my control. There's nothing I can really do about it besides, drink lots of water, relax, chill, keep my mental health, strong, and then use everything that's happening as a means to get more and more present and more still. And so like having that like kind of like period of time where it was like the nose was all stuffy and I couldn't breathe and trying to sleep, and it's like, what if this gets worse? What if the what ifs, that the mind likes to create that have no real benefit other than then it just starts to get you in a state of fear. Using these things as they pop up as a means to just become more and more present, more and more still. And what happened for me is, as I stopped fighting against it, stopped wrestling with it, and just kind of just let it go, let it be, got into presence, use the stuffy nose to bring stillness, like focusing in on breath, breathing in and out. And within a matter of, I don't know, maybe 20-30 seconds of just not trying to fight it, not trying to change it, not trying to do anything, and just letting that just be kind of a, I don't know, a meditative thing, whatever, it cleared up on its own, just very miraculously. And I've noticed that very frequently, even with other things, is the more that you're kind of in the present moment, and not sitting here battling different things, fighting against different things, letting your mind, tell you stories. And then what starts to happen, is like you start getting the what ifs and the worst case scenarios, especially, and if you bite on that, if you like believe that's real for you, then next thing there's an emotional attachment that just starts to amplify the fear, and then you start spinning out and like kind of just kind of the wrong direction. And so I wanted to share that with you guys to kind of keep you, if you're dealing with this, because I feel like everybody's going to have to deal with this. The shit's out of the bag now, and it's like you can run and hide from it or try to postpone the inevitable, but it's just, as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy to get it done and over with. Thankfully, it's finally happened. And then on top of it, my family, they've got it. And so, but they're on the upswing with all of it. And they kind of have the same kind of vibe too. They're just glad to get it done and over with. And then looking at it like, this is what the hysteria is about. What the fuck, and like but then on top of it, you do realize that, maybe some people that have been, I could see, the ones that have just been really believing the news and believing Fauci's and the narrative of everything, having a really hard time, with getting this, almost feeling like a bad edible trip that just keeps going for fucking days and days, as you kind of just, worst case, maybe starts manifesting. That's another part of this thing is like, if you're really believing a lot of these symptoms and everything could happen for you, and if they do, I'd, definitely, reach out in prayer, ask for some healing, believe that you've already received it, and, it's yours, and so, don't like identify. That's the other part of it. Don't make an identity out of this, it's like, I had this kind of weird reaction too, where I actually kind of felt like a bioweapon, and some like, kind of powerful, like, it's like, don't fuck with me, I can contaminate you. like that kind of like weird kind of X-Men vibe of just being contagious or whatever. But like, not to sit, and then the other end of it too is just the amount of relaxation and comfort of, because like for me personally, it's been, I didn't realize how much shit I got going on, where it's, because I got family I've been taking care of, for years, and, business, taking care of. I got two business, I got music business, I got the handyman business, I got chickens, I got the garden, I got all this shit going, and it wasn't until just shut it all down, just sit on the couch and just binge. I end up, one of the days just watching all these Batman movies, not the new Batman movies, but like the one, what the heck is his name? The director that did Edward Scissorhands. He did the original with Michael Keaton. These are the ones I watched when I was young. It's like the original Joker with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, and then The next one I think was the one with Catwoman or Cat Lady, whatever, with Michelle Pfeiffer, and just binge watch these things without even a thought of like, oh well, I should be working, I should be doing this, I should be cleaning up the house a little bit, I should be checking on this, all these like this busy shit that I've been doing, and like I still have the rest of this week on quarantine, I guess, which I'm gonna really just milk it, and try to get on here and give these little updates. I've been producing some more tunes too, putting out that to like the publishing people. If you do a YouTube channel though, I mean, if you're doing like truth videos, you don't need to buy a license from me if you want to use my music. You just go to my SoundCloud. If you go to like my main channel page, there's a link to my SoundCloud. And if you can download the track, you can use it for free. If you're doing something, it's like big commercial thing or whatever, you got a budget or whatnot, you can still download it. I got a link in the bottom of the description if you wanted to just send some support my way if you wanted to. I've had numerous people that don't feel comfortable just downloading it and using it. They want to support, so for those that do that, and also I have stuff on like Pond5 and other publishing platforms. If you need something more specific with an actual license agreement and stuff, but like if you're just doing YouTube videos, doing truth videos and stuff, and need some music, just feel free to download it and use it in your track or in your videos. And I don't even care if you monetize your videos or any of that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to continue kind of to do that, and watch a lot more TV, relax, chill. As far as my symptoms, I feel pretty much back to normal. I feel kind of like maybe that feeling you get when you sleep too much. You kind of just feel like kind of dazed. Kind of feel like that, but I don't really have any lingering anything. Maybe a stuffy nose, sinus pressure's kind of gone away. It was weird, like when it's like it kind of started clearing out. It was almost uncomfortable how clear my nose was getting. I almost look forward to like that full. Just being over everything, because you feel so much better. I mean, it's just like you feel great. I started getting tastes of that where it's just like, oh, I feel fucking amazing. Because I also look at like illness, like any of this, like as a purging. I kind of change the meaning of these things. Not like that, oh, I'm some victim that caught some bug. It's more like I just change the way I look at it. If like, it's just like, for one, getting natural immune response to this shit is ideal, and that's what I actually wanted. I'd rather have gotten COVID than some fucking experimental shot. Having said that, I'm not gonna sit there and judge anybody that gets what they get. That's between you and God ultimately what's going on. But ultimately do ask. Don't just do it alone and just react out of fear and paranoia. But make your own choices. I have a strong immune system as it is, and I'm healthy. Having said that, too, there is a spell aspect, a psychological aspect to this thing that's been exacerbated by the stories and the drama and the media chaos and hysteria that goes beyond, just body issues. It's also mental issues, and a lot of it is mental because it's only ever now, and so it's like sometimes your body can be doing whatever, but you aren't your body ultimately, and so if you're connecting with that identity, that's the one of the big things to stay away from, is connecting with that as your new identity, as an identity of sickness, or that's who you are, because that's not who you are. You are health, and you are not sickness and disease. That's not your identity, even though there's almost a temptation to identify in that way with that label, but you aren't these labels either. And so with that being said, I think I'm going to bounce. So thanks everybody for listening, and have a good rest of your now, and God bless.